Hey YouTube, welcome to the first video of the part where we are going to do the highlights on the model, and for that we are going to need two colors. I'm going to use blue horror for the skin, and palette witch flash for the part on the front, on the chest, and on the tail, the inside. And I'm going to use this drying retarder again from the airbrush, but it works as well with the brush to keep the paint from drying out. I'm going to start with the blue. Just grab a brush to put it on the palette. And just thin the paint a little bit more than you normally would do to paint on the model, because we want to keep those highlights very thin. Okay, I'm using a size 0.5, and we are going to follow the wrinkles on the skin. These models are well detailed, well enough to just follow the recesses, and you should be fine. The good thing about these models is that they are really nice detailed, and it helps a lot popping those details out. I could go for a more greenish tone for the highlights, but I like the more muted tones. Gives them a more natural feel. Okay, now let's put the highlights on the hand also. And here on the elbow. And we are defining at this point the muscles and the wrinkles on the skin, and hope you can see it well on the camera, because this is a very muted highlight. I'm not going at this for this model to really really high contrast. I don't want that. I find it good enough. Stopping at the blue horror. And now at the upper part, just paint some to blend a little bit the blue with the skin tone. The same on this side. Okay. Then we should be fine with the. Now for the chest and belly, we are going to use Pallid Witch Flesh. We only need a small amount of this. Just paint some stripes on the just follow the lines on the model. And on the belly, it's a tricky part to get it on camera. No. And the inside of the tail also. And now we are going to paint a little bit more on the inside. It's kind of tricky to see it, but maybe I will mix a little bit of white to the mixture. but I think you get it, you get the point. I'm going to finish. Oh yeah, and also the head, we are going to paint the head. Was almost forgot. Just use the side of the brush to follow the details of the model. You should have listened to this thing of the edge highlighting tons of times now. Just use the side of the brush. Then the tricky part on the eyes. I hope you can see it well. And I still haven't glued the heads because we need to paint the spikes on the back, and if we were going to glue the head already, we were having a hard time trying to put those highlights on the model on the inside, and also having a hard time painting the spikes. This is much easier. You can easily have access to all the parts of the model. Of course, if you are going to do a quick paint job, you don't need to worry about this. But I did that in the past and I don't like it at all. So I'm going to try to do it at this way. But if we put it a little bit next to each other, we see that it matches nice. Maybe also a little bit on the inside, on the chin. I'm going to let this dry, and we are going to start painting the spikes and the straps and some decorations, and this will be mostly done. I will paint at first the spikes, and therefore we are going to use liquid gold from Vallejo. I use almost every single time this gold for the lizard man because I like it a lot and they look really nice. So I'm going to let this dry, and of course I'm going to work on the rest of the unit, and when we will be on the next segment we will be going further with the details on this one.